What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James and welcome back today to Roblox. How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. So once again, we find ourselves in the Bee Swarm Simulator test realm because it seems like last night Onett was pretty busy adding something very, very cool in for people to try out. So today we're going to jump in. We're going to go and take a look at this brand new high-end collector. Personally, it's like one of the items that I've just seen that I'm most excited to try out. And I've got a couple of other little hints from Onett himself as to what we can expect next into the test realm. So it's going to be a good one. I'm excited. Should we go and waddle on over here? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Claim the hive. How are we all doing? Oh. Yes, I'll have that amulet, thank you. Right, okay, so yeah, this one should be a pretty good one, actually. We're only really going to look at one single item here in this particular episode, but it is a very special one. And yeah, as I kind of just mentioned, this is one of the ones that I'm really excited not only just to try out here today, but also in the main game with my actual character. I think it's going to be super fun. But yeah, what should we do today? Ooh, can we try and hit 3,000 likes on this episode? That would be really cool. Just as always, thank you so much for tuning in. There's been so many Bee Swarm videos going up on the channel with all the new stuff. I really hope you guys have been enjoying them. It's going to be a really good next month or two, I think, for Bee Swarm, and we're going to cover it every single step of the way. So thank you for being here. You're always welcome. Yeah, should we go? Let's go. Right, okay. So yeah, basically, as I kind of mentioned, I think Onett like literally tested this sort of late last night, early AM for me. Obviously with our time zones and stuff, sort of most of this stuff gets tested and added like really, really late at night for me. But it seems like a bunch of people have already tried this out. It looks insane. And what is it? Well, it is this yellow box. Wow, game changing. Isn't it nice? But don't let the yellow box fool you, because if we turn it around, it says, equip the Gummy Baller. Onett is a big boy Gummy Baller, and we can be too. Check this out. 3, 2, 1, equip the Gummy Baller. Look at that. That is absolutely insane. So, the Gummy Baller essentially is a brand new top tier collector. And as I'm sure you may have guessed, this is all to do with gumdrops, with dropping gumdrops in the fields, collecting goo, gummy boots, you know, gummy masks, all that kind of stuff. Look at that beautiful thing, man. Are you kidding? Oh, it's kind of funny, actually. We're going to test this out in a second. I'm going to go and get, you know, the boots and the hat, and we're just going to, you know, have a go with this. I know, like, how it works. I've got some information to share with you guys about it. But it's kind of funny because literally yesterday in our episode, we were talking about how the development so far for the Beesmas update and stuff, it's primarily been focused around either the red side of the hive or the blue side of the hive. And then, you know, not so much for white, not so much for, you know, gumdrops, all that kind of stuff. Whereas I think now, this kind of gives us like this little middle road where maybe a white hive with the gumdrops is kind of what I use in the main game still. There is a little bit of development going forth with that. And this is the result. I'm not gonna lie, it's such a cool collector. I will be like a little bit sad to get rid of the petal one because I think like everyone's used that for so long. But here's the thing, like with the new update coming up, I've got some information from Onett, by the way. I'll share that with you guys later. But I think the days of the petal one might be numbered. Because there's going to be another set of high-end collectors for all 3 colors, which unfortunately are going to replace them. But obviously, like, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. New stuff is cool. All right, I tell you what. What is this? The highest gummy ball goo multiplier. This thing is mad, by the way. So I'll tell you what we'll do. As a true gummy soldier, let's go and actually just grab the stuff quickly. And then what we're going to do is we're also going to mess around with our hive a little bit, because in order to make the most of this collector, I believe that you need to have a lot of bees in your hive that do the mark ability. It's really, really going to help when obtaining that multiplier. So let's just grab the gummy mask. Let's just grab the gummy boots. Why not? Yeah. Oh, it looks so good together. It's like a set. Yo! Dude, we need like a gummy belt and a gummy backpack. We need like full gummy. Wouldn't that be cool? So, the big question is, what on earth is the Gummy Baller? Side note, by the way, I think it's one of the greatest names in Bee Swarm for an item. Absolutely love the name of it. It's so cool. But yeah, what is it? What does it do? What's the point of it? You know, how is it going to be useful? Well, This is from Onett here, and this is what he said about the Gummy Baller. He says, the Gummy Baller is a new endgame white collector. As you gather near goo, the goo is erased/absorbed into the collector to charge your gummy ball. And I'm guessing the Gummy Ball is the little ball thing on the top. At 1,000 stacks, or if you swing while jumping, it launches the gummy ball, which collects pollen, tokens, and spreads goo. The more stacks consumed, the larger and faster the gummy ball will be, and the longer it will last. Every time the gummy ball hits a mark, honey token, or bounces off the edge of a field, it grants you stacks of gummy ball combo, which increases your goo multiplier for 10 seconds. So we'll read the second part of it in just a second. Let's kind of break it down a little bit. This essentially is kind of like an interactive collector, because not only does it just collect pollen, you know, when you bash it about, but you actually have control over how you use its ability, and you can stack that up to the maximum stack, or if you collect and jump, then that gummy ball should be released. So we're going to test all of this out in this episode. But doesn't that sound amazing? Dude. Okay, he goes on here to say that the max gummy ball combo is 1,000, which is a 10 times goo and times 1.1 white pollen. When you stack, you get 1 stack for hitting a wall, 2 stacks for gathering a honey token, and 10 stacks for hitting a mark, and 25 stacks if the mark is a precise mark. The fresher the goo you collect, the faster the gummy ball charges. Basically, if the goo you collect is more transparent, it doesn't charge the ball as much. So not only are you summoning like these gummy balls into the field, which are then doing various bits and pieces for you, you're essentially farming your own goo in the field, which you could have from gumdrops, you could have from your boots, you could have from all that stuff, and you're using all of those things to generate this crazy gummy booster. So give me a couple seconds here. What I'll do is I'll just go and basically like sort out my my hive a little bit here. So let's just grab a bunch of these. I'm going to go and get a bunch of bees that use the mark ability, and then the precise mark as well, which is going to essentially help our multiplier. And then, you know, let's just give it a go. Let's see what happens, right? And I suppose whilst we're at it, we should probably go and get ourselves a gummy bee, huh? Ooh. Dude, that's the first time I've ever actually got a gummy bee from the NPC, because I got mine like way back in the day from the event. So that was like a secondary feature where you could like, because the event ended, you could then use gumdrops for it instead. But anyway, right, so this is going to be an amazing thing for gummy style hives with white hives. I've always loved the gummy side of things myself. And here's the thing, like, especially with all of the latest changes, and this has always been the case in Bee Swarm, the meta does change over time. So you've got, you know, the red hives and stuff. We've been looking at that with the new precise bee. We've been looking at the buoyant bee with all the balloons and various things with the frogs, the bubbles. Now we have like the gummy style thing as well, which I'm guessing technically you could use with these other hives, although hold that thought, because I've got some other information later. But it's ultimately like, it's always a case of like, do you want to have like the most efficient hive in the world, or do you want to use the stuff that you enjoy using the most? So there's always like a nice balance in there. But for me personally, I've always really enjoyed sort of the white hive style, and I've also really enjoyed the gummy stuff. It's always been my favorite stuff in the game. So to see some new stuff is exciting. Okay, let's go. Where should we do this? I'll tell you what, let's just rock into the spider field here. Now, I want to give this a go. This seems really, really cool. So let's actually see first off if we can activate those sort of abilities. Let's see what we can do here. There it is. There it is. Okay, so wait, let me just run around here for a second. Basically, I'm just holding down my collector and I'm just spamming the collection. And this here, you can see, is the gummy ball, which is actually leveling up when I collect gumdrops. So currently it's times 472, which is giving us a bit of a boost. Let's just keep going. Okay, it's times 700 right now. Let's just keep rocking around in the field. It's times, can't quite see, get out of here. One of the things is, there we go, times 900. Oh, it's gone. There's the gummy ball. Look at it. Look at it. Did you guys see it? Yo! So it's this thing. Like, we'll do this again in a second, but did you guys see? It was like zooming kind of like 3 blobs that went around the field. So I imagine it's probably going to be a little bit slower in the actual main game, but this is filling up to 1,000 really, really quickly. And as soon as it hits 1,000, which it's going to do in a second, boom, another one of the gummy balls gets summoned. It bounces off the sides, so it's going to hit any tokens, any honey tokens in there, which is going to affect it. It's going to hit any mark tokens. It's going to also work with the precise tokens. So let's actually try and release this early. If I jump and collect, there we go, look. There it is. That's so cool. So yeah, you can actually manually control when you're doing that. So I'm kind of guessing like a really good way of maybe being able to control that is if you work this in sort of correlation with your gummy mask. You know, when you're automatically dropping gumdrops and it gets to that mark and, you know, you just know in a couple of gumdrops your gummy mask is going to trigger its ability. I guess, like, if your gummy ball isn't fully charged but you still want to activate it, sort of, hang on, let me try and time this. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so it's quite funny because the field now, with all of these new things, you've got your clouds, you've got your balloons. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that might be a decent way of using it, actually. So you can, like, manually jump and then click to release your gummy ball slightly early, especially if your gummy mask ability triggers when it's not fully charged. At least you can then summon it out, or, you know, if you've got, like, a bunch of mark tokens on the field. So it does give you that manual choice, which I think is great because, for example, when you're dropping gumdrops with a gummy mask, you don't really have much of a choice as to, like, when it triggers, other than you just have to wait for the gumdrops to drop. So you can control that somewhat with having, you know, automatic gumdrops, but sometimes you miss your boosts and your multipliers and stuff. So this is kind of a nice way to actually control that. But yeah, the fields, the fields are crazy, especially when, like, everything starts triggering for the first time. Dude, I love this thing. Oh, and it's tiny now because it wasn't really charged up. All right, let's go for another 1,000. Yes, there we go. My gummy mask is triggered. If I want to use my ball, I just jump, and then it does its job in the field. Wow, I love this thing. But there's the precise mark token, by the way, in case you guys haven't seen it just yet. So this is one of the new abilities of the precise bee, of course. So it does look like the Eye of Sauron, but this is what the precise mark looks like. And of course, if your gummy ball actually hits that, then it's also going to add, you know, extra sort of, you know, ability to, you know, using the collector in the first place. So it's going to be a really, really nice combination in with the precise bee. Look at that, I can trigger that when I want to. And then here we go, this is the gummy ball combo. So when I'm doing all of that stuff, it's actually building up the combo, which is then giving me the white booster as well, and also the goo booster. So you can see there, this is just about to run out. That was a 38 times combo, which I imagine is not very high. But you can see there how everything works together. So I've got to say, I actually really, really like this one. As someone that loves just doing the gummy mask, and I've always enjoyed, like, just the gummy style stuff, I think this is really, really cool. So you may be wondering, well, how do you actually get this in game? What's it going to be? Am I going to have to buy it? Am I going to have to do something like that? Well, from the man himself, let me go and turn these gumdrops off here 1 second. From Onett himself, he says, one other leak. One of the new endgame collector tools that I'm working on right now, hopefully to be... So he sent me this, like, before it was in the test round, but unfortunately I was in bed. It says that will only be craftable after completing a short but super extra hard quest line for Gummy Bear. Similar to getting the Spirit Petal from Spirit Bear. To access the quest line, you will need the Gummy Mask and Gummy Boots. So it is a prerequisite to actually get this that you need the mask and the boots, which have been around for some time now. I'm sure there's a decent amount of players who have those. Obviously, if you haven't got them, it's something to work on before the new update comes out. But you are going to have the mask and the boots. And it's going to be a quest line, a brand new quest line for the Gummy Bear in order to obtain this brand new collector, which I think is awesome. And another little thing here that he told me, which kind of like confirms what we've been thinking for some time, is that the other 2 endgame collectors can be bought in the new VIP rooms of the Red and Blue HQs, which you'll be able to access after completing a certain number of Riley and Bucko quests. So this goes back a really long time, where we actually saw something called the Super Scythe, I think it was, and essentially it was like, it probably won't be the model, but it was basically like this scythe, but it was bigger. And it was like the red elite version of that item. So we've known for a long time that there is in fact a doorway behind here which leads to a special red area, and there's going to be one on the blue side. So not only is Onett working on this white collector, I suppose, gummy collector, he's also working on a red and a blue alternative which will have their own special abilities as well. So the question is the gummy collector, is the gummy baller going to be the best collector in the game? Well, who knows? I think it's kind of a case of Onett is giving us a choice whereby which route to go down, which road to go down. Maybe for some people's hives, that special blue one might be better depending on the ability. Maybe the red one might be better, or maybe gumdrops will still win, like in terms of the most efficient way to do goo and stuff. Who knows? But there's going to be plenty of choices, and I would imagine that those red and blue items might be in the test realm sometime soon. But yeah, what do you guys think about this thing? Dude, I love it, love it. Oh yeah, in terms of that other screenshot as well, I think like, because this came out like a long time ago, I think it might have even been last year, or maybe like earlier this year, like way earlier this year, but there is like a certain amount of the red and blue Riley and Bucko quests that you have to do. So I think it was like 250, and I think 250 would be a decent amount, because doing 250 of the Riley and Bucko, it does take some time, but it's not like impossible. I think I've done 250 each, like on both of them, and a few more. So I hope it's no higher than 250. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start grinding again on those. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It seems like every single day there's like a bunch of brand new stuff to check out. And today was all about the Gummy Baller. Onett is a big Gummy Baller, and he's done a good job with this. So unfortunately, I think that is about it for this episode. I kind of just wanted to show you this crazy new item, and I think you guys are gonna like it. I really like it. Awesome. So yeah, next thing that comes out, I will let you guys know as soon as I possibly can, and I will see you all in that episode. But until then, thanks. Oh, geez. See ya.